Welcome to Firearms of America. Today, as you guys can see, I'm out here at Shooters in Fort Myers, Florida, about to do the review of something that has been requested quite a few times already. It is another Canik, not just a regular Canik, it's a special Canik called SFX Rival. And this one is the dark side, which is just a regular Rival, but all in black without those silly old golden accents on the slide and the magwell and stuff like that. Just a normal black Canik over here. Now, I have reviewed the regular TP9 SFx and it was absolutely fantastic. I was really impressed with that gun. And this Rival version is supposed to be even more competition friendly. Yes. So let's do some shooting and see what this thing can do. Now, this is a 5-inch barrel chambered in 9mm, and we have an 18 capacity magazine, so it should be good for your USPSA, IPDA, DPG, whatever, but pretty standard for your competition handgun. Now, 5-inch barrel for 9mm. I mean, there should be barely any recoil there. The slide is fairly easy to rack, but there is some tightness to the spring and the guide rod, so definitely should be handling the recoil very well. Now, the magazine is very easy to load. As you can see, it is very nicely numbered on the back all the way up to 18, tapered at the top, so paired with kind of a little bit of a flared magwell, not by a lot, but a little bit. Makes it easy to get it in there. Very important, especially for the competition shooters would appreciate it, a quick mag change. Okay, as you can see, we have nicely painted targets over there. I'm gonna start with that very middle yellow circle over here. So let's do some shooting and see what this thing can do. Now, there are a few upgrades that has been done to the Rival version over the SFX. We'll talk about them briefly in this review, but if you're interested to see the comparison between the regular TP9 SFX and the SFX Rival, let me know. I'll do that video as well. Okay, so yellow circle in the middle. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah. Not a bad group. Wow. And I'm sure you can see from there, even without the very nice group. Wow, that is really good and handles the recoil very well. So let's start from the beginning and we'll talk about all the features. We'll try to go through all of the features in this review. So let's start with the very first thing, the grip. Okay, so we have some laser stippling on the sides, and as you can see, pretty aggressive. Not as aggressive as it looks, I would say, but definitely some decent aggression to it. On the back, there's a little bit of a different pattern, and very similar to Glock Generation 4, Generation 5 stippling, not the stippling, but more of kind of like the pattern that they have. And then we have some stippling on the front as well. There are some serrations here at the front of the trigger guard, all designed, if you, this type of gripper of your handgun, all designed to give you a perfect grip. But because the grip itself has plenty of surface area, obviously with big hands, very easy, very nice hold. Overall, as you can see with the extended beaver tail, you can have your right hand or left hand if you're a left-hand shooter all the way up there, giving you perfect leverage with a little bit of a cutout here under the trigger guard, just again for more of a leverage for that perfect recoil management grip. Now, mag release over here is reversible, not ambidextrous but reversible. In case if you're a left-hand shooter, actually this gun is lefty friendly because the mag release is reversible and the slide release, as you can see, is ambidextrous. So yes, very nice Canik, well done. The mag release itself, very defined mag release button over here. very easy to press, very easy to catch. Now the slide release is nicely extended, and even for short fingers like mine, very easy to catch. And we have a one-hand operation as well, so really, really good. Obviously, you notice your accessory rail, your standard 1913 accessory rail, if you want to put the flashlight, if you want to put the laser, whatever. Now, moving on further to the slide, this is where we start noticing the difference between the standard TP9 SFX and SFX Rival. This is the slide. We have extra cutout here at the top for extra lightness of the slides, for faster cycling, and a little bit overall, a little bit of obviously with less of the weight you're gonna have more of the recoil because there's less of mass to kind of absorb that energy, so more energy transfers to your hands. But nevertheless, with a lighter slide, it cycles faster, which is again better for your competition and as well for combat situations. Okay, so let's put some 5 more rounds, and man, I'm really liking this very, very accurate gun. And probably one of the things which we'll talk after I'm done with these 5 rounds is the trigger and the sights. I really do like the trigger, and I think that is one of the main improvements over the TP9. Besides the slide, the trigger, I think, one of the main improvements to the Rival version. So this time, let's see how I'm gonna do with the flippy pedals. Yeah, those. See what we can do. All right. I think I've been shooting the first two a little bit higher than the thing. Okay, so let's talk about the sights. Now, as you noticed, your standard 3 kind of dot sight, more like 3 post sights. I do like the rear sight. It's one of those just flat, black, no distractions, no dots. I do like it. On the front, you have a fiber optic. Honestly, I used to like fiber optic, but I think I am outgrowing these fiber optic sights. They're great for quick target acquisition, great for, you know, tactical situations. You're taking the gun out and you're shooting and you want to do an approximate hit of the target, pretty good. But if you are shooting very, very something specific, something small, and you need to be as accurate as possible, fiber optic sights, they get a bit questionable. All right, so some shooters prefer them, some shooters like, nah, not really. So I think I'm becoming one of those shooters that is like, nah, not really. Why? The reason why I'll explain is because you have this kind of a accent red dot, the fiber optic, whenever you're acquiring the sight, it's faster because you have the red dot. But at the same time, whenever it comes to the smaller targets, the important part is obviously leveling the posts. And because of you have that red kind of accent to it, instead of leveling the posts, your eyes are concentrating more on that red dot, which kind of takes away from leveling of the posts, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. Overall, pretty good, but I honestly now kind of starting to prefer just as simplistic, just normal steel, just black, or just a 3 dot sight. Now moving on to the trigger. Trigger, like I said, I think in my opinion is the biggest improvement over the regular TP9 SFX. If you remember, if you know the regular SFX, check out the review. I've done the review of that. Very, very good trigger. Excellent trigger, very predictable, very easy to get used to. However, this trigger right here, it has less of the treble, so it's much faster trigger, and also I think it is a little bit more predictable, besides being flat. So if you are a fan of flat triggers, there you go. Now, flat and also aluminum, yes, and a plastic trigger in your standard TP9 SFX. So check this out. You have this kind of a drop safety, safe action type of kind of in the Glock system over here. All right, so pre-trigger, and then you have about really short, very, very short first stage, like millimeter, 2 millimeters maybe, 1.5 millimeters, 2 millimeters, and then you have a very predictable, so this is predictable, very easy. This is very predictable too. So about 2 millimeters, probably like 3 millimeters here, and then a crisp break. So check this out. Once again, you have your pre-trigger, 2 millimeters, 3 millimeters, crisp break. Very easy. I mean, this trigger is really good. It's super easy to get used to this trigger right here. So I'm gonna put some 5 more rounds through this, and this time I'll try to do a little bit of a better job with the flappy pedals. I don't know why I do better all the time with these targets. I think it's mental, because here, you know, you're like, well, even if I don't hit it, but I will see it's a little bit higher, a little lower, but it's still close, not bad. With the flappy pedals, if you don't hit it, well, it doesn't turn. And then you're like, well, I didn't hit it at all. So there is really no like room for mistake there. Okay, so luckily no problems with this Canik. Some of their newer versions that they have been releasing have been pretty picky on the ammo, and just really random ammo too, for whatever reason. This one is doing great, just like the original TP9 SFx was fantastic. No problems with any kind of ammo, so far I'm really impressed with it. Okay, so let's see if I can do a better job with the flappy pedals. A little bit better, but still I missed the first one. I don't know why. I think I shot it low, this one. But overall, I have to say, excellent gun. If you are getting this for competition shooting, you're gonna enjoy it. It's pretty accurate. And I mean, I'm not the great shot, but really it's the gun. You're mostly doing the good job over here. So it's very accurate. The trigger is very predictable. The sights are decent. I mean, if you prefer this fiber optic front sight, you're gonna like it, no problems. 18 capacity magazine is very impressive. The recoil handling is very good. And one thing before I let you guys go, I wanted to mention something. Another safety feature, besides the safe action trigger, obviously there is no like any manual safety, which is completely fine with me, but there is actually a cocked gun indicated at the back. Check this out. As you can see, there is this red, is it red? Yeah, kind of like almost red thing over here, and it's cocked now. So once we press the trigger, it's gone. All right, so it's not a loaded chamber indicator, so you don't know if there's something in the chamber or not, but at least you know that the gun is in the cocked position. Also, I wanted to mention before I let you guys go, these little things, I have to give credit to Canik for putting some stippling over here. Helps with some grip. Now, if you're interested in disassembly, this is very similar disassembly to your Glock. You have 2 levers at the back, which is basically the same plastic part. All you're doing, you're pulling this back, bringing this thing down, and the whole slide comes out. Very simple. A little bit even better in the Glock because it has a bigger area that is easier to grip. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think about this Canik SFX Rival? What do you think about this review? Honestly, I think this is a great gun. I don't know if I would go with the whole golden thing that they have, but the dark side, that sounds about right for me. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. If you have any requests for reviews, drop them in the comments below and I will be happy to address them. This is Firearms of America. I'll see you guys in the next video.